Today on the I Know Ball Network, we are going to be ranking our top 10 quarterbacks of all time. At number 10,
who you got?
Jordan, you're first.
Okay.
Who do you have at number 10?
Number 10, I have Mr. Brett Favre. I didn't really put anybody in the top 10 that weren't guys you could see on video. So, color video.
Okay.
So if they played back when the fucking TV was black and white or you listened to the games on the radio, they ain't top 10, brother.
All right. No comment.
Number 10, I'm actually with Jordan. I have Brett Favre here too. I was struggling here at like 9 and 10 to figure out who I wanted where.
Mm-hmm.
And I just gave the nod to Brett Favre at number 10. He's a little bit of a turnover machine, but sure, Brett, we'll give you top 10.
Thought about putting Ben there.
A little bit of a turnover machine, huh?
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit. So for number 10 for me, I have Roger Staubach. I know some people are probably going to argue that he should be a lot higher. Dude has the highest winning percentage besides Tom Brady in NFL history. He played for the Cowboys though, so like that knocks him down for me, not because I hate the Cowboys, but more or less because I feel like Cowboys players are more propped up. People make them seem like they're better than what they are because they're America's team, but he's also a 2-time Super Bowl champion. So Roger Staubach is number 10 for me.
And for whatever reason, if you can hear shit in the background, they're dropping shit, throwing shit outside of the window.
Yeah, they're hucking shit out the window.
So I apologize if you do hear that. We're on limited crunch time, so we can't really wait that out. We'll move. Number 9. Jordan, you got number 9.
I have Drew Brees here. I seen a lot of people have him a lot higher in their lists. And I don't know if it's just me being a hater or what. I do think Drew Brees is a top 10 quarterback, but I wouldn't take him over any of the guys I have above him, at least in my list personally. Gunslinger, though. Gunslinger. Short king, too.
Short king.
Average
guy can play quarterback.
Yeah.
Number 9 for me, I got Steve Young here. Steve Young, Joe Montana, both of them were great for the 49ers. Steve Young, I think he's definitely a top 10-ish quarterback. I didn't know if I wanted him above Brett Favre or Brett Favre above him. I think those two are really interchangeable for me on who I want where.
I'm taking Steve Young over Brett Favre, if you ask me.
But I did put Steve Young at number 9.
Yeah, I think I'd take Steve Young over Brett Favre, but that's a different conversation for a different day. At number 9, some people are probably going to hate this here. I have John Elway. Some think he was ahead of his time. You know, he was kind of not one of the first guys, but he was, I don't want to say dual threat, but John Elway could run the ball. Fun fact, did you guys know John Elway scored a rushing touchdown in 4 different Super Bowls?
That's pretty crazy.
Shout out to him.
Fun fact, 51,000 yards passing, 300 touchdowns. Dude was a gunslinger too, and he was not bad as far as accuracy either. I like John Elway 9.
Does that make him one of the best rushing quarterbacks ever? Because there's Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, but none of them guys have ran for touchdowns
in Super Bowls.
In multiple Super Bowls.
Neither of them have been to a Super Bowl, right?
That is true as well.
Yeah.
Hey, I have Elway at 8, so
okay,
essentially the same thing as Dontea. I just had him a spot higher. I had Brees below him.
Yeah, for me, number 8, the guy that ran for a touchdown in 4 Super Bowls, John Elway. Also at number 8. So we're all around in the same area with him, 9, 8-ish. So I got him at 8. I know Dontea. This guy you have at 8, I was once compared to. So
That's crazy. So now that you guys now that I'm sitting here looking at my notes that I took, I feel like my 9 and 8 should be switched. But hey, here we are. I'm always switching stuff mid-episode. You remember how you guys convinced me I should have Lamar over Joe Burrow? Yeah. 8, I have Johnny Unitas here.
Who?
I'm going to be honest, guys. I didn't know much about Johnny Unitas. I know who he is. I know who he played for, stuff like that. But I didn't watch the dude play. So I had to Google the dude. Yeah, all the pictures of the arm out and stuff like that. 40 career
Didn't he
passing
play
yards.
when they were the Baltimore Colts?
Yep.
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Exactly.
So like you said, nobody black and white. I'm one of those people I like to pay homage to past and present GOATs. You know what I mean? I don't like to act like history didn't happen. Everybody had, some lists had Johnny Unitas top 3. Some people had him top 5. Like Bleacher Report had him 4 or 3. So he's 8 for me.
Bleacher Report's high.
Not much of a explanation. He's just 8. I don't know. He's there.
Number 7.
Well, I guess starting off with number 7, we watched this guy play last night. I have Aaron Rodgers here.
Dog.
Yeah,
Hail Mary.
that was nasty. Dontea said that moves him into the top 5. Just that one Hail Mary.
Well, wait till you hear Aaron Rodgers' name.
At number 7, this is where I have one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever win a Super Bowl. Dan Marino.
Dan Marino.
At number 7. And when I did make this list, I'm going based off quarterback. Your accolades do matter, but who you are as a player matters more than your team's success, in my eyes.
Ooh, I disagree with that.
So, wait till you see where Roger Starback, whatever the fuck his name, Staubach is going to be.
Respect.
It's not going to be anywhere.
Oh my God.
I got Dan Marino at number 7.
Number 7, I had Drew Brees here. Our glorious short king, Drew Brees, started out his career rocky, shoulder injury, found a home in New Orleans. Drew Brees is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in NFL history. Had the most passing yards before Thomas Edward fucking Brady decided to take it from him.
We'll talk about that guy a lot later.
I'm sure you guys will hear that guy's name at some point. But yeah, Drew Brees, as some people would say, just played the game the right way.
That's crazy. Yeah, he did.
He just played the game the right way.
And now his replacement is number 6 for me. No, I'm kidding. I have Roger Staubach at 6. Just the accolades. What was it, the second winningest quarterback in NFL history?
Mm-hmm.
I did see some lists have him like 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that's crazy.
Yep.
There are at least 5 quarterbacks. I made my list very quickly. I'm sure if I really sat down, I might put Rodgers above him. But I think it's hard to leave him off of the list just because of his accomplishments and his accolades. I know he was a Cowboy. I know that they had good teams anyway. But he still was there. He still got those accolades.
Facts.
Number 6, I definitely don't have Roger because I think he is overrated.
This guy's crazy.
I watched his highlights yesterday and I was like, this guy is not as good as any other quarterbacks that I put in the top 10 just by looking at him. His team success, yes. Cowboys success.
Also the 70s.
Yes, that's why I'm sorry, brother. If we did an all-time draft of all-time QBs, he ain't getting selected in the top 100. Right?
100?
Right. He ain't getting selected in the top 100. There's quarterbacks in today's league like Justin Herbert. You're going to take over Roger Staubach. If you're building a team today, aren't you? Yes.
There's a lot of nuances to that, but
I agree. Completely
When
different
are they
game.
playing?
Completely different game. Today's league.
Okay, well then, yeah.
well, if we take Justin Herbert back to 1970, they might think he's a witch and burn him alive.
So that means he's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Overrated though.
Number 6, this guy threw for 5,000 yards 5 different times in his career. Like you said, Tom Brady stole his most passing yards in NFL history away from him. Drew Brees, I have at number 6. Dude was a dog.
Dang, was I sleeping on Breeze?
Brees should have won an MVP multiple times, but never fucking won it.
I mean, when you're in the league with Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady, it's tough too, bro.
Like, dude.
I mean, those dudes all have like 4 each.
And those dudes are all on this list.
yeah, like they're dogs.
2011, for example, threw for 5,476 yards, 46 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He went 13-3 that year. Didn't win MVP.
I mean, it's a great season. It was a great season. All right. For me, I got Dan Marino 6, the only guy that made this list that is not a Super Bowl champion. People will talk to you about Dan Marino. You already know. Dude was a gunslinger. He was ahead of his time. Some dudes in this room try to argue Big Ben was better. I disagree. Even though there was a clip of me saying he was, but that was chopped and screwed.
Sure.
Like we were in Texas. I don't really got to say much about Dan Marino, bro. If you know, you know.
And that's why I have him at 5. If you know, you know. I think that realistically, there's only 4 quarterbacks ever that are better than Dan Marino.
Okay.
And this, I know, like I said, I made my list very quickly. My top 4 was easy for me. Super easy. So Marino being at 5, I think you could drop him in today's league and he would ball the fuck out.
100%.
Ball out.
100%. He would be the same dude.
Give him Justin Jefferson or Tyreek Hill. Oh my God. We might see the most passing yards in a season.
At number 5, people aren't going to like this one, I don't think. But hey, these other quarterbacks that I put ahead of him, I'm going to take over this quarterback. I got Joe Montana at number 5.
Joe Montana was a fucking quarterback, you idiot.
The 49ers / Kansas City Chief, Joe Montana. He was good. But if you compare stats with all the other quarterbacks I'm about to list, doesn't compare.
Okay. All right. Here, top 5. Jordan made a comment a couple minutes ago of his Hail Mary moving him into the top 5. He would have been top 5 for me regardless. Aaron Rodgers, number 5. Listen, Aaron Rodgers is a dog. Probably, if not Patrick Mahomes, probably the greatest arm talent we have ever seen. The dude, his talent speaks for itself. That's all I got to say. I mean, if he didn't have Mike McCarthy, he'd probably have more Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And I think most people can agree with that.
Yeah. Number 4. I think I'm going to get some hate for this one. Some people might think he should be 3. I have Peyton Manning at 4.
Peyton Manning at 4?
Peyton Manning at 4. I think there's one guy that has proved to be better than him. I was really debating on putting him at 2, but
I like it. I know where you're going.
We'll do that
I know where you're going.
the next round around. But Peyton Manning, I mean, that's the same thing as the last 2 guys, like Dontea said. Speaks for itself. If you watch Peyton Manning play, you know he's number 4 at least, or at the lowest all time.
As somebody in this room will call him, the general, not the sheriff.
Well, you guys didn't catch it at the time either. So
No, we didn't.
That's all right.
We did not.
You guys are at fault, the same as me. Number 4, for myself, this is where I do have the best touchdown interception ratio quarterback of all time, the greatest arm talent of all time. Maybe Patrick Mahomes will pass that up. Aaron Rodgers at number 4. Aaron Rodgers is definitely a quarterback that you would want on your team. Dude doesn't turn over the ball. The only thing is that he has 1 Super Bowl. So the accolades aren't there compared to everyone else. But that's also a team stat.
Facts.
Look at all of his playoff runs. His defense let him down a lot of times in the playoffs. Some special teams let him down.
Special teams definitely let him down.
Aaron Rodgers did everything he could in his career. Dude has 484 touchdowns and 110 interceptions. Tell me that's not an amazing touchdown interception ratio. Dude doesn't turn over the ball. He's a dog.
Facts.
Dog.
Number 4, I have Peyton Manning here. Peyton Manning is, if you know, you know, the sheriff, one of the best quarterbacks at reading defenses in history. Definitely has some defenses that let him down. Definitely has some special teams that let him down. Listen, though, Peyton did have some great players around him. And you can make an argument maybe he could have won more, but when you're going up against Tom Brady a lot of times, it's a little tough to get past that guy. So Peyton Manning definitely had a great career. That's why I have him ranked 4th.
And number 3, the guy that I think you could put at 2.
Say it. Say it.
Currently active on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Say it.
Patrick Mahomes. I think barring injury, if his career, he can play the way he's been playing for a long time.
Breaking news. Devontae Adams just got traded to the New York Jets.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Oh, and the Steelers were going to be aggressive, huh?
I knew that was going to put you in hell. I knew that was going to put you in hell. Oh, man.
But yeah, I think if Mahomes is able to play the way that he's been playing most of his career, I mean, obviously his first, 2 years, he was behind Alex Smith. But if he's able to continue playing the way he's been playing without any injuries, he showed that it doesn't matter who's at fucking wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has an opportunity to overtake one. Now, I think it'll be the rings debate because I don't know that he'll win as many as Brady. But I think that there will be a LeBron Jordan debate with Mahomes Brady.
I like it. I agree. Couldn't agree more, Jordy. Great soliloquy there.
Number 3 for me, this is where I had Peyton Manning. The general, right, Dante?
The general.
The general. The sheriff at number 3. Now, I did have a little issues between him and Aaron Rodgers. I wanted to put Aaron Rodgers top 3 all time as a quarterback. He's definitely a top 3 talent. I do have to step him back a little bit just for the accolade aspect of it. But I got Peyton Manning at number 3.
So I don't want to echo the sentiments of one Jordan Bolzan here, but for number 3 for me, now here's a guy with the nicknames Grim Reaper. Never heard him called that. Showtime.
Never heard him called
Magic
that.
Man.
Never.
The Gunslinger.
Nah.
Mahomeboy.
Yep, I heard that one.
Patrick LeVon Mahomes is the 3rd greatest quarterback in NFL history. He could be 2nd. Damn it, he's going to have a great argument for 1st. I agree with Jordan. I think it's going to be the Jordan-LeBron debate where some people think one guy is better, but this guy has all the championships, yada, yada, yada. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest we have ever seen. No, I'm sorry. Best we have ever seen at the position. Best arm talent, best on the fly, best improviser. My man is playing backyard football at all times, and he looks better than your stick figure quarterback that stands in the pocket and waits for his progressions.
Bryce Young.
Ugh.
At number 2, I never watched this guy play. He was real old. But I have Joe Montana.
This guy's old.
I have Joe Montana here. Like I said, I think that right now there could be a debate for Mahomes to be 2 and Montana to be 3. I know, Derrick, where the hell did you have him? Like 7?
Who, John Montana?
Yeah.
John Montana.
John Montana.
I think you had him 6.
It's not on my list yet. So
Oh, I thought you already said him.
I said Steve Young.
No.
Other 49ers old quarterback for you.
But, I mean...
I had him 5. I did say him. I said him 5. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I don't really have much to say because he played when my grandparents were kids. So,
yeah. And at number 2, if this guy was playing when your grandparents were alive, they would do what they would have done to Justin Herbert if he was playing in Roger Staubach's days. He'd be a witch. He'd be a devil. They'd fucking execute him. Patrick Mahomes is number 2 all time. At the end of his career, he'll be number 1. Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be better than Tom Brady. Tom Brady does have those Super Bowls, but at the same time, those Patriots defenses were great. That is a team accomplishment. Shout out Tom Brady. He still has records. Still great quarterback. Amazing quarterback. Mahomes is going to...
Are you saying Mahomes hasn't had great defenses?
Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback all time in 10 years. He's had good defenses, not as good as the Patriots defenses.
I really struggled with 2 and 3. I really did. Number 2, I got Joe Montana here.
Montana.
Now, listen, Joe Montana's a little older, so let me educate you young bucks on what Joe Montana used to do.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you watched him.
The original Joe Cool. Yeah, I am that old. The original Joe Cool. 4-time Super Bowl champion.
Yep.
Never lost when he made it to the Super Bowl, by the way. 4-0. Never lost.
You're going to go back on your LeBron debate if you're
No.
that.
No, I'm just saying. He's 4-0. He never lost. I'm just saying. That's just one of the fun facts.
All right, MJ.
But, I mean, if he would have made it to 10 Super Bowls and won 4, that would be even more impressive if you ask me.
Yep.
But anyways, for a second Super Bowl, he was down 16-13 and led a 97-yard drive to win the Super Bowl.
Shout out him.
And one playoff run, he threw 19 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Proud of him.
He is proud of him. This guy is crazy. Yeah, Joe Montana, man, speaks for himself. Joe Montana was a dog. And low-key was dual threat.
Now, I'm gonna clap back here, right?
Go ahead,
I'm gonna clap back at your cheeks. And
no,
here,
no, you won't.
The comparison between the two: Mahomes has a better completion percentage, more pass yards per attempt, more yards per game. He's only got around 40 or 50 less touchdowns in his career, passing touchdowns against Joe. He's going to pass that. Better passer rating by 10. He has 102.9 compared to Joe Montana's 92.3. Now, of course, the only thing that Montana's going to have beat is total passing yards in a career, total rushing yards in a career, and things like that. Championships, like you said, he has 4. Mahomes has 3.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't over yet.
Nope, it's not over yet.
Pro Bowls.
Until we make this list next year.
8 for Montana and 6 for Mahomes. All pros. Montana hasn't beat. Played longer. Has 2 more. MVPs the same. And both have 3 Super Bowl MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, one of those Super Bowls, Montana wasn't the best in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he also lost that to the best player, the best wide receiver in history.
And
Randy Moss?
did Mahomes play with the best wide receiver in NFL history?
He played with the best receiver currently in the NFL.
Right now?
I mean, last year.
Right now?
Not right now.
I just think Mahomes
2 years ago.
I mean, you guys said it's an argument for both, but I think Mahomes is number 2.
I'll just combat that argument by being the old head in the room and being like, hey, different leagues. It was a ground and pound league. They weren't throwing the ball that much. He was one of those guys that was just like Dan Marino. He was ahead of his time.
Yep.
He was throwing for all those yards, all those touchdowns in a league where people predominantly ran the ball. Quarterbacks were allowed to get hit, and they were allowed to get decapitated in the pocket without a flag being thrown. Little less of a worry for Patty when he knows he's protected, especially when he has like, how many interceptions got overturned?
Mahomes?
Yeah, what was that number again?
A lot.
I mean, there's a lot of interceptions that got overturned for a lot of
Not
players.
like Patty.
It was
Josh
like a
Allen's
stat
there.
on 3rd downs and long.
Yeah.
The amount of interceptions he's thrown that got called back and interceptions he's thrown that got called PI.
Yeah, I
Well,
just don't
now
think
here's the thing.
Joe Montana's getting bailed out like that.
No one made a list of all the quarterbacks that have such stat like that.
Well, looks
no
like you got more work to
No
do.
one has a ranking. And you
Sure,
guys
do
know
more
the
work.
Chiefs are the most media-centric team out of everyone. So, therefore, they're going to get a lot of flack, I believe.
Did you know every team in the NFL commits their most penalties in a game when they play the Chiefs?
Where'd you see that at?
I just made it up.
Okay. Number 1, Jordan, you got it.
Number 1, I'm sure Derrick, Mr. Statmuse over here, will have all of his accolades and accomplishments, but
I will not, actually. That's too much.
yeah, it's a lot. I will say one thing. Without this guy, I think that we wouldn't be talking about him here, but without this guy, Big Ben might have made the list. He'd have probably a couple Super Bowls with the Killer Bees.
You got to erase Peyton Manning too, but yeah.
He would at least play against. No, they were AFC.
He
Yep.
might have made it to a little
He
more
would-
AFC
yeah.
championships.
Well, yeah. Ben might be 10 on this list if it wasn't for this guy. Thomas Edward Brady.
Don't forget Patrick. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady.
I don't want to say that name because of Mahomes.
Legoat. Legoat.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes. Or yeah.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Tom Brady, number 1.
Is Tom Brady the only undisputed GOAT amongst all sports?
No. There's a lot of haters of Tom Brady that like, he's not the best. It's just because his team was good. Blah, blah,
Them
blah.
teams wasn't
He's
even that
assistant
good a lot of
quarterback.
those times.
And I agree. I think he's probably the closest.
Yeah, I don't think there's
I don't know
any
if there's
like
anyone else.
even you talk.
Because like when you say Tiger, a lot of people will still mention Jack Nicklaus and stuff.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You say
I said Nicholas.
Nicholas Cage.
you say Babe Ruth. People are like, I didn't believe that shit.
No, I don't believe anything Babe Ruth did, except for
Me
the
neither.
fact that he set his wife on fire. I do believe that.
I mean, what should be undisputed is LeBron, but that's another topic.
Yeah, there's obviously Jordan LeBron, even hockey. Wayne Gretzky is regarded as one of the best, but there's arguments for that as well.
Yeah. I just want to see all these other quarterbacks on this list win multiple Super Bowls with Julian Edelman as their number 1.
And Chris Hogan.
Chris Hogan. Where'd he go to college?
BYU.
So
I don't know. You got something to say before?
no, go ahead. I'm gonna find my list because one of the lists I was looking at, somebody used Danny Amendola as like a cop out for Brady.
That's crazy.
They were like, "Oh, you had this great route runner like Danny Amendola," and I was like, "Motherfucker, what?"
Danny Amendola wasn't bad, but I mean, he wasn't.
I mean, that's not a guy that you say his name to try and knock somebody
Yes.
down with.
He's not. Was Deion Branch better than Amendola? Probably. Randy Moss, definitely. Gronk, you're going to have above him. Yeah, Danny Amendola, I don't think you put in that like, well, he had Danny Amendola.
Yeah, and there was somebody that did, and I'm going to find it.
Number 1 is Tom Brady by far, and it's not even close. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, I forgot who I said at number 1. I have Deshaun
Sean
Watson.
Watson.
No, I got Tom Brady. I mean, like we said, that's undisputed. I know we can end our closing remarks here. I know Jordan's looking for his you think you'll find it in time?
Go ahead, probably
Okay.
not.
If we're doing an honorable mention, are you doing Big Ben as 11?
Ah, fuck it, why not?
Big Ben did come across my thought process a couple of times.
I think realistically he's closer to like 15, 16, 17.
I was
But
gonna say, give me Steve Young.
I'm not going to lie. I saw someone's top 20. They had Matt Ryan at 20. And I said, I don't know if that's a thing or not.
He probably could be 20.
He has a lot of stats.
Yeah, I think he's got like 60,000.
Didn't really
passing
do
yards.
anything.
He made it to a Super Bowl.
Give me Phillip Rivers over him. Even though
that's-
Matt Ryan made it farther, give me Phillip Rivers.
Okay.
He'll give you some kids. All right. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Get your top 10 in the comments down below. Argue with your mama that Aaron Rodgers is a top 5 quarterback of all time. Did you see that other Hail Mary? Dude's a dog. And till next time, peace out.